I'm Danielle, and when I'm not besieging empty police stations, I'm reviewing movies. The first one, Episode 1, Assault on Precinct 13. One, one, can't hear myself. Oh. Ahoy, mateys. John Carpenter's Assault on Precinct 13 is one of my all-time favourite thrillers. When I first saw this as a kid in the early 80s, it blew me away. It was totally brutal, unrelentless, and extremely tense, and it still holds up today as a cinematic masterpiece. Made on a shoestring budget of $150,000 and shot in just 20 days, John Carpenter's second feature film contains memorable lines, great acting, and razor-sharp photography. The film features exceptional performances from Austin Stoker as Lieutenant Ethan Bishop, Darwin Joston as death row prisoner Napoleon Wilson, who has all the better lines in the film, and a standout performance from Laurie Zimmer as station manager Lee, named actually after screenwriter Lee Brackett. Nancy Loomis, billed here as Nancy Keys, also plays receptionist Julie. The ever-wonderful Tony Burton, best known for Apollo Creed's trainer Duke in the Rocky films, plays Wells, the other convict. Carpenter regular Charles Cyphers plays Starker, the death row cop. Other memorable performances include Kim Richards as Kathy, the little girl who has one of the most memorable scenes in the film, where a little girl gets shot by the gang in the streets by an ice cream van. One of the gang leaders, the White Warlord, played by Frank Doubleday, may look familiar to you, as he also starred in Carpenter's Escape from New York as another gang member, Romero, he of fuzzy hair and camp persona. Fresh off the wild success of Dark Star, which Carpenter made with UCLA buddy Dan O'Bannon. Dan O'Bannon, by the way, went on to use the subplot of Dark Star, and with his friend Ronald Shusett, created the screenplay for Alien. Carpenter was approached by Irwin Yablans and Joseph Kaufman to make a low-budget thriller with his on-off girlfriend and longtime collaborator Deborah Hill. And then they set upon making and writing what was then known as the Anderson Siege. The original title went through many changes, but the production company for some bizarre reason wanted to use Assault on Precinct 13. This is actually a complete falsity. In the film there is no Precinct 13. During a radio conversation, Bishop is instructed to go to Precinct 9, Division 13. There is no Precinct 13 in Assault on Precinct 13. The plot. Unarmed members of Street Thunder are shot by cops one evening in a graphic opening scene. The next day, the leaders, called the Warlords, are seen making an uncomfortable blood oath, or cholo, as known later in the film. As the camera pans around the room, we see boxes and boxes of stolen weapons, semi-automatic weapons and knives. We hear on the radio that they have been stolen previously from a station earlier in the evening. Across town, newly promoted Lieutenant Ethan Bishop draws a shit duty babysitting the closing down of the Anderson station. Meanwhile, Street Thunder begin their night of terror and pursue an ice cream van, eventually killing the ice cream patron and a small girl. Back at Anderson, the station is almost deserted, Bishop meets the staff one by one and clicks especially with Lee, the station manager. A death row bus passing through the state, containing the infamous mass murderer Napoleon Wilson, has to make a stop when one of the convicts gets sick. Starker, the cop in charge, is reluctant at first, but soon is convinced that he's not putting it on. They pull into Anderson, and at first is turned away by Bishop, but is talked round when Starker just wants the sick convict seen by a doctor. Then they're on their way again. Elsewhere, the father of the girl who was shot chases the gang's car all across town and succeeds killing the white warlord, but runs out of petrol and ammunition. After a quick fumble in the dark, the tables turn and the man runs into Anderson for sanctuary. He is a gibbering mess, and the cops can't get much out of him. What they don't see, but the audience sees, is the gang building up outside, getting ready to storm the building. This is when the film really picks up the pace and kicks into gear. The gang besiege the station, shooting every window, every possible way in, killing guards, civilians, prisoners and cops alike. The prisoners and cops are eventually forced to work together. This makes a great play-by-play and often on character development. I won't give away the ending, but the lead-up is tense. Carpenter uses every inch of the camera frame to anticipate the next thrill, an idea he got from Hitchcock. All the actors do their job well, and there's many standout performances. And the will they won't they spark a romance between Justin and Zimmer is a nice touch, if, as we suspect, it will go no further after the siege. Many of the gang members were played by students. They had much fun thinking up new ways to die in the windows, etc. And Carpenter himself played one of the assassins in the windows. I've never worked out which one he is, but if you find it, you tell me. In the film, the precinct's new address is listed as 177 Ellendale, which you can see written on the sign which is hammered into the ground by Bishop near the beginning of the film. This is actually Carpenter's real address at the time of filming. Nice little in-joke there. Carpenter's music score is said to be inspired by Dirty Harry and Led Zeppelin's Immigrant Song. On the flip side, it's been sampled and used in much pop culture, most notably the bass line on U2's New Year's Day and the bomb the bass hit Hip Hop on Precinct 13. Assault on Precinct 13 didn't do well in the States at the beginning. However, a film distributor by the name of Michael Myers in Europe distributed Carpenter's film, and it got much reception and great applause. Carpenter repaid the favour, naming his killer in Halloween after him, hence Michael Myers. After time, the film picked up and has a massive cult following. I myself had it on video, VHS, DVD 3 times, and pleased to say I've got the Blu-ray. Yes, I'm absolutely endowed by it. The film was recently remade in about 2005, and the film is not too bad, but it doesn't capture the thrill ride. The remake is an action film. The original, however, is a taut thriller. Anyway, I hope you liked my first review. Give us some feedback and let me know. Next time, I will be reviewing The Warriors with a bit more confidence and hopefully a bit more cheer. Anyway, I'm Little Miss D. See you next time.
Freeze! This is the police. Drop your weapons and place your hands above your heads.
On Saturday, 6 members of the gang known as Street Thunder were ambushed by the police. On Sunday, the warlords of Street Thunder swore a blood oath to avenge their dead. For the gang called Street Thunder, it is a day of vengeance. It's war in the streets.
Oh, Jesus, come on. Come on, I'll give you my money. Just don't hurt me, please. Please.
It's terror in the night. It's the most shattering assault on a police station in history. Assault on Precinct 13.
This is the siege.
It's a goddamn siege. You're gonna stay here and hold until somebody comes, okay? We're in the middle of a city, inside a police station.
What does that mean?
They're not afraid to die. Any of them. They want to rip us apart, no matter what it costs. It means to the death.
Precinct 13, cut off, isolated in the middle of a city, as a human wave of street killers turns the night into a nightmare.
We got a war going on down here. We can't find the damn thing.
A white-hot night of hate. Assault on Precinct 13.